Well, yes sir. I'm a 7K base. Yes sir.
Hey everyone, this is Cardfight, finally bringing you back some more history content. Today is the day when we finally make the excursion into the third set of Vanguard in the English format, which of course is BT6. So we do have on the left Granny Blue here. Did get quite a few new toys from the BT6, including that new starter, which we see the Captain Knights Kid, which is definitely a very welcome addition to a deck that relies so much on having specific pieces in the drop zone as Gran Blue does. Now, of course, it is actually going to be going up against a BT2/BT1 deck that we have not really featured on the channel quite yet, but I have had a few games with it. Of course, that is going to be Spike Brothers here, being piloted by Spike Brothers main and BCS champion Joshua, my teammate. Anyways, we do see a little bit of a mix-up here where we kind of forget about, you know, the fact that triggers are 5K and not 10K. So we guard for a 1 to pass there when we're realistically trying to go for a 2 to pass. But of course, just the numbers kind of mixed up everyone. We did see a critical trigger there, so things are a little bit impactful. We are going to discard another card here to make it a 2 to pass. Now, of course, that is technically an illegal 2 to pass because due to the nature of the old format, you're actually not able to guard with cards that are higher than your grade, which is one of those silly little rules that Vanguard started out with. But, you know, we have to make little misplays, and you take the game with it. Anyways, riding into the Devil Summoner here, using its skill and actually getting it off, which is definitely something to be surprised about, because these cards, while they're pretty good in the fact that they get you a free +1, half the time they really don't work. So whenever they do, you should be very happy about that. Anyways, going to be swinging the Brocky at the Vanguard, swinging another 12K here with the Vanguard. Because of that 7K base, we are not going to be able to break past a single trigger, even with the 5K boost. Now, the Panther is actually going to connect, which is going to let Gran Blue be at 4 damage, which, if you know anything about set 6, can be a little bit of a problem, considering the new card that Gran Blue just got here, that, what is it, Ice Prison Necromancer Cocytus. So on place, he's going to be able to counterblast 2 and revive that Dancing Cutlass, comboing off with that card from the drop zone, Soul Blasting 2 to draw another card. So we're going to be swinging here, the Cutlass boosting out that other new card, the Deadly Nightmare there. Because of the 7K base of poor little Devil Summoner, we are actually going to have to come a 10K shield if we want to actually guard this. And with the skill of Limit Break, newly introduced in this set, this total Vanguard power is going to be a total of 20K, which is definitely going to be very threatening for this entire game. Now, we do see this little chef dude, another new card from BT6. He is the on-hit counter charger, so we are going to try and prevent that, committing the 15K guard necessary to actually guard that, because surprisingly enough, that 17K is actually a magic number at this moment. But we're not going to let Gran Blue get that counter charge. Not that it means a whole bunch. I mean, it does technically. Now Gran Blue does have a lot more ways to revive. You can use your Samurai Spirits a lot more effectively because you do have access to counter charge. It's not good counter charge, but you know, it's better than what they had before, which was absolutely nothing. Anyways, Spike Brothers is going to be riding into the Juggernaut Maximum. Definitely not the ideal Vanguard, but at the same time, you know, it's an 11K base. That's going to make things a little bit easier against this 20K Vanguard that we're going to be staring down. And we are swinging 15 with the boost from the Dudley Dan when we search off the Mecha Trainer a little bit earlier, using the Dudley Dan skill there to counterblast the Chew and call out another copy of the Juggernaut Maximum. So in Spike Brothers, at the current moment, their boss unit really is supposed to be General Siegfried, but at the same time, General Siegfried doesn't really serve to be a very great boss unit. He is kind of just like a worse Ashura Kaiser in a lot of ways. But we do see a Skydiver off the drive track, as well as another Devil Summoner. There was a crit to win it and of course we just did not see it there. So we're going to be swinging that Juggernaut maximum, calling down a PG. Must not have a 10k guard there, so definitely PGing is a valid strategy there. So we'll see what Granblue is going to be able to do to counter this. So Granblue, like I've said before, we see another Cocytus there, counterblasting the 2 to revive the, what's her name, Ruin Shade. So we have another very good attacker there. So even if we had lost the boost, we would still be able to hit that Vanguard. We see another new card coming out from set 6, going to be that Thanatos, which is definitely something very interesting. It's actually access to another it's actual multi-attack, but it is locked behind an on hit, so you actually do have to hit there in order to counterblast one and call something from drop. Now I think that's fine, but at the same time it's kind of wonky because there aren't a lot of things that are going to be hitting, say, an 11k base Vanguard unboosted, because theoretically you would want to boost the Thanatos to make sure it hits. Ooh, we see the Zero Zekri being called down here. One thing that I forgot to mention is that Juggernaut Maximum and Brocky, actually, when they put themselves back to the deck, they actually do shuffle the deck. I know, it's really weird, right? Like, Spike Brothers, their thing is they go to the bottom of the deck when they're done attacking, but for some reason, the first Spike Brothers units that did that shuffled the deck, which is definitely a little bit of another misplay that we did here. I didn't even know that skill until like recently, so it's totally understandable. But looks like we're not going to be able to guard all these attacks. Yeah, we only had like 5k shield and 1 intercept, so that is going to be the end of the match. So, short one today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to do things, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.